Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, my name is Natalie and I run a stationery shop called DoodlesnTea. So I remember even before I started my stationery shop, I struggled with finding my own drawing style and I watched a ton of videos just like this one. I think this is just something that every creative person is going to go through at some point in their journey. And I think after finally 3 years of drawing a lot of different things for my shop, that I've gotten to a point where I have found a style that I actually quite enjoy. And if you guys keep watching, I'll also share a couple of tips that I have implemented to make my sticker sheets look a bit more cohesive. So if you guys are interested in more content like this, don't forget to like this video and to subscribe to this channel. And once you're done, let's get started. So the first thing I want to talk about are 2 key points for finding your drawing style. The first is to take inspiration from different artists or artworks that you like. I encourage you to go around and compile a bunch of artists and their work, or just specific artworks in general, and put them into a place like maybe Pinterest where you can see everything in an overview. And then once you have everything in one view, you should start pinpointing out certain characteristics or certain elements of these artworks and why you like them. Is it the color choice that you enjoy? Are they using cool tones or warm tones, or maybe just different shades of one color that you really enjoy? Are they drawing more cartoon style, more realism, more abstract? And once you start picking out a bunch of elements that you like from a lot of different artists or different artworks, you kind of have a draft of your ideal art style. However, one thing I want to make very, very clear is that taking inspiration does not mean copying. Do not copy someone's work, like tracing it or whatnot. By figuring out your style, you're trying to be able to create your own characteristic of what you enjoy to implement into art that you want to make. And once you have your draft of your ideal art style, the second thing that I want to mention is that your art style is going to be constantly changing. There was a reel that I filmed and uploaded recently. And by recently, it's gonna be 2 months later because this video is going up in January and it's still November when I'm filming this. But I filmed a reel where I showcase some stickers that I made back in 2020 for Christmas when I first started, and then I showed one from 2021 and then the ones that I made this year for 2022. And honestly, it was really shocking for myself to see as well, because I didn't realize how much my art style has actually changed in 2 years. As you start picking out characteristics from art that you enjoy and you want to implement for your own drawings, what you're going to realize as you draw even more is that you're going to narrow down the styles that you actually like, as well as things that you're like, maybe I'm not so fond of this anymore. And you know what? That is completely okay. For example, one of the things that I realized with my own art is that I enjoyed that my outline lines didn't always connect and that there was a gap. In a way, you could see where the pen was lifted, and I didn't exactly try to connect all the lines because at some point I got really frustrated with the fact that you could see where I tried to overlap lines, and I just didn't like that. So I'm like, why don't I just leave a gap? And I ended up liking how that looked. Another thing that I discovered, I think starting last year, was that I like drawing characters with like the eye smile look. Is that what it's called? The eye smile? I don't know why my brain is going like the Geno face, but I realize not everyone knows who Geno is. But even taking that eye smile look, I have recently changed it so that the eyes, if they're not like in the crescent eye look, I used to draw them as dots, and now I've changed them to drawing them more oval shape. And that's like a very recent example that I just did starting maybe a month ago, and I've been drawing these stickers for like 3 years. Almost 3 years. So it shows that your style will still constantly be changing. The point I'm trying to get with this is don't be too discouraged if you're not at the stage where you are 100% happy with your drawing style yet. In a way, by drawing more and more, you're sharpening the details of what you want to keep in your style, and you're practicing to see if there are small tweaks that you can make along the way that, sometimes might surprise you, and you're going to implement it to your style now. Your art will probably look very different even a year from now. And the great thing about art is that it's so subjective. Something that you might like, someone else might not be so fond of, but something that they like, you might not be so fond of. So in a way, there is no right or wrong when it comes to having a drawing style. I think the main thing is just to keep drawing so you can keep experimenting with different characteristics to kind of mold together into your style. Honestly, it's just like a big compilation of a lot of different things that you're trying to mash together, and somehow that is your style. So I also wanted to share with you guys 3 tips on how I made my sticker sheets look a bit more cohesive. And in a way, this is kind of the sticker sheet drawing style that I'm probably going to be using from now on, but who knows what's going to happen a year from now. So the first thing I want to talk about are outlines. Like I said earlier, the outlines for my drawings, you could tell where I've lifted the pen and there's like a gap sometimes there. Plus, I also use a custom texture brush for all of my outlines, and if you guys are curious on how I made that brush, I will leave in the cards somewhere the Procreate tips and tricks video that I filmed that talks about how I made that brush. There are a couple things to consider for your outline. First of all, do you want to have outlines? But if you do decide to have outlines, there are some things to consider, like the color of it, the thickness of your line. Do you want a textured brush like I do? I drew a little draft drawing where I essentially drew the same thing but with 4 different brushes. In a way, you can get different vibes and different feels from all 4 of these, and it's all really because of the outline. For myself, I do personally like having outlines for my drawings because in a way it makes the art seem to pop out a bit more, especially since the paper that I use is white. Oh, and another thing that I also do now that is different from a video I mentioned in the past is that I organize all my stickers layout in Procreate, and then I draw the outlines directly in Procreate. I believe it was my How I Make Stickers with the Silhouette video where I said that I organize everything in Photoshop. But what I realized soon after that video went up was that because I'm scaling the drawing in Photoshop, is that the line thickness for each sticker is now different. So because of that, there was always something that seemed off about my sticker sheets back then, and I think that's what it was. So now that all of the outlines are drawn on Procreate in the same file, because everything's already organized to where the sticker is supposed to be on the sheet, all of the outlines are now the same size, which makes it so much better. The second thing I did differently are what I call my facial expression alignments. So basically for all of my drawings, the eyes and nose or eyes and mouth are kind of aligned in a straight line. In contrast to humans where our eyes are up here, nose is in the middle, and the mouth is at the bottom, I kind of just crunched everything together. In a way, I feel like it makes the characters look cuter, and if I was to draw any brows on my characters, there are also little bubbles on the top. I think in a way this also makes my characters look a bit more cartoony and bubbly, which is one of the key points I think in my own style. I've been told that all of my drawings look very round and very bubbly and very cartoony. So I think drawing the eyes and the nose and the mouth more aligned in a straight line definitely adds on to that feature. And the third thing that I've been doing now is that I like to use similar colors for the whole sticker sheet. So I've been trying to make more stickers with my original character animals, and those ones already have their designated colors. However, how I work around this is, for example, with this cherry blossom sticker sheet, I use the same 2 shades of pink to color in all of the petals for the cherry blossoms, as well as use the same shade of green to color in all of the leaves. And since the cherry blossoms and the leaves are kind of scattered throughout the sticker sheet. That overall pulls everything in together because the pinks are surrounding the sticker sheet as well as the green, but it's not too overpowering as well. Another example would be the ramen stickers that I've made. The bowls are all the same shade of dark green. The pinks that I've used for the cheeks, and I don't even remember what the toppings are called, but the swirl are all the same pink. And overall, the sticker sheet has more of a brownish color hue or vibe to it. And in the end, I like to fill out any empty spaces with these little deco squiggle doodles and dots. And I like to use colors that I have already used from the sticker sheet itself, or I'll take a color that is very similar to the colors that I used in the sticker, so everything looks very easy to look at. And overall, this just makes the sticker sheets look a bit fuller. So I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you still haven't, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up because that will help me out a lot. Like I said earlier, I feel like I've figured out a style for now, but honestly, who knows what my stickers and my drawing style could be a year from now. And one of the biggest takeaways from this, I think, is just to keep drawing. For those people who end up not drawing anymore, will never really figure out their style. And I think because of that, they kind of lose passion for drawing overall. So if you can just take away one thing from this video, it's just to keep drawing. I believe in all of you that eventually it will get to a point where you can figure out your style, because I was definitely in that position thinking I'm never gonna figure it out. And you know, 3 years later, although it seems like a long time, I have found something that I am actually happy with. And I hope for you guys to figure that out as well. But if you guys have any more tips on figuring out your drawing style or how you figured out your drawing style, don't forget to leave it in the comments below to help everyone else. And with that, I hope you guys are taking care of yourself and staying safe out there. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!